everyone, Farmer Min here. Welcome back to Old Slovenian Farm. This is a new update to the map that came out today, the 13th of April. Hey, Friday the 13th today. Happy Friday 13th today. As you know, this map, when it came out originally, had many problems with it, in my opinion. It's like it wasn't completed. Just a bunch of random stuff plopped down on a map and called it good. So there have been many changes to this map. It kind of looks a lot different, actually. So we're just going to kind of do this as a new map tour. Here's the changes that they made. And I should point out, this is Old Slovenian Farm. This is by WhiteBull Modding, BlackSheep Modding. Here's the changelog that they have out, 2.0.0.0. It says they added a city, they added side roads, the flying trees were removed, rectangular fields were removed, they changed the farm, they added a new grain silo, added a manure shop, added shrubs, a new map icon, added house on the farm, a new BGA shop is in a different location, and added a new sawmill. So those are the changes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put up the map here and kind of zoom in. So this is the new map of Old Slovenian Farm, and in a second I'll put up a split screen of the old map and the new map, and I'll do that now. So there you can see the difference between the two maps. Somewhat the same, but yet different, if that makes any sense. This new map, you see you have 13 fields. 13 fields that are numbered, let's put it that way. You still have this field down here, which is not marked, which is still a field. From what I can tell is all the other little fields that were unmarked have been taken out. All these fields have different sizes, and kind of the layout of the map is different as well. The main part of the map is right here, kind of in the south central area. That is your farm, which we'll go through here in a second, which still have your pigs, your chickens, your sheep, your chickens all on the farm. You have the Stanton sawmill, you have the artesian, you have the shop, you have Lager House straw, Lager House grain, and the biogas plant. Those all remain the same. And then up here in the corner, you have the Livestock Market. You still have a little stream through here, which to me is a little bit different, but it's still there. And yeah, so that's kind of the map. If we go across, you can see that you have the grain, the straw. The sell points are the same. If you look up at the capacities, I started this on normal. You have 10,000 of each crop in storage. You do have a sell point for manure, slurry, your wool, your wood chips at the sawmill, and your silage and your bales. So that's kind of all remained the same. Equipment is a little bit different. We'll go through that in a second, but it's all brand new. Loan of 75,000 for starting off on normal. I'm going to borrow some money just to do. Oh, I paid back. I don't want to pay it back. I want to borrow, man. What is going on here? Just in case we need some on the tour. That should be sufficient. And you can see, I don't think this was the case on the original one, but you can see that you start off with 10 sheep, 10 pigs, and 10 cows. And they all have stuff in here. Well, the sheep don't have any water or hay or grass, so their productivity is 0. The pigs, they got some stuff. The cows are kind of low. So you do start off with 10 of each. In that, you have a capacity of 100,000 in your silo. So you spawn in at a different point in the map. You spawn in right outside the new farmhouse, which has been added. That is new. This building over here, I believe, is in a different location, because originally there was the elevator, or not the elevator, the grain bin here, and this was all kind of open. So you have this sitting here. before we get carried on, let's go through the garage and see what's different. This time you have a Steyr multi-tractor, you have an Agro Star, the Deutzfahr, you have a loader bucket, you have a sample Rosenloo with a header, you've got a little Brantner trailer. Those are the same, the cultivator, the plow, the small seeders. You do have a slurry spreader, a manure spreader, a weight, a mower, a tedder, windrower, pickup wagon, and the water container. Before you had two tractors. I think you had a New Holland and a Case. You had the skid steer, which you don't have. You had the Case combine to start off with. This time you got the sample Rosenloo. You had a pickup, which you no longer have. But other than that, some stuff might be the same here. Yeah, so it's a little different. In my opinion, a little bit less. So that's what you start off with. Yeah, so the farm, much different. The grain bin is now replaced with the silo system here. In the old map, you had that fertilizer refill point right here. That's been moved. This barn is the same. This is new, I think, here as well. This facility here. This big storage shed in the middle is the same, just the different equipment in there. Going up this way, it's kind of the same, the animals. Of course, this has been moved. You can see that. The big other difference is right up here. On top of this hill, you had that big BlackSheep Modding shed. That is now replaced by two silage bunkers here and here. Whereas before, the silage bunker was right there, I think, where that shed is, or was right there. So that is different. Other than that, I think all this kind of remains the same. The animal sheds are the same. This gate out here was here. And of course, I tell you, there are nuggets. I'm not going to go through and see if there's 101 like there were last time and if they're able to get. I did look around, and the ones that I saw were were in the air and in tough places are no longer there. But yeah, so that's the same. The chicken coop is still here, where your eggs and your one nugget come in. Your sheep and pigs are still kind of attached as well. Half of it would be the pigs with the feeding trough here, and the other half the sheep over here. That's the same. Yeah, that's all the same there. I don't know if there was, yeah, there was a gate here, but there's a gate here for your animals. I think your buy point is right here. Yep, there's your pig buy point right here. Sheep, I think, is way on the other end, if I'm not mistaken. But that would be able to be found out if you're going to play the map. Cows, kind of the same setup. Different tractor. You got the Steyr. Same setup in here that we're used to. The addition of a static cow. I don't know if I like that idea. I don't know why they have to put static stuff in, but it's there. Yeah, this is all the same. So that's the farmyard. You know, a lot of big differences. You don't have that big shed here anymore. You got two silage bunkers up there. You have an added house, the grain silo instead of the bin, and a couple additional buildings, I believe. Yeah. Now, the one thing I did notice on the original one were the seed refill points. I still haven't found any here on this farm. I know there are some throughout the map, but not on the farm. You do have the liquid here, refill point there. But yeah, water nugget there. So that's kind of the main farm, the way it sits. And I will say this before we go on, that there are some big changes. I mean, there are a lot of improvements on this map, but still, there are certain things to me that just stand out as just being plopped down with no real thought to it, and that's sad. You know, here's another example. You've got static cows mixed in with the animated cows. Why have the static cows? Here, I got all kinds of animated cows here walking around. Why do I need to have an additional static cow? And I'm assuming it's not just frozen. Yeah, I don't know. It could be just frozen. But why have that? That's don't need that. Water trough. There's food there. Must be food in there too. So, and there's other things that I'm going to point out as we go on here. But we'll find a tractor, and we will take a little drive around, and I'll show you some of the differences. And this by no means is going to be a comprehensive tour, because we've already done one, so to speak. Let's take the Deutz Farm. But yeah, the house is new. Oh, I forgot to put on that collision thing, but we'll just make the best of it. Yeah, we'll go out this way. From what I can tell, this is kind of the same, this path out here. In the other version, there was a road going off there, off to some fields. That's kind of the same. You know, one of the problems was the fences didn't seem to fit in real well, and I think they've done a better job here with making things kind of line up and hit the ground. You know, here you have your water and your feed right next to each other, nugget. But, you know, maybe something like this, see, you know, there's no fence posts. Why not have the fences come along the outside? Because here you had the fence come on the outside, and then here it stops, and then you know, this is the barbed wire just hanging in the air there. Stuff like that. I think there are still some minor problems with it. Again, static sheep mixed in with animated sheep. So there still are some issues, in my opinion. You know what? Let's just walk on foot. Don't have to listen to the noisy tractor. Here's a, I don't know, I suppose it's one of those, I thought it was a ski lift at first, but no, it's like a power, you know, it's kind of out here in the middle of nowhere. But, maybe we'll get back to the tractor. That might be easier. I can just get out. But here, another thing, concrete slab right out here in the middle. You know, I don't know what the purpose of that is and why I have that there, but that's there. You know, you feel bad because you hate to be very critical. But, you know, on the other hand, when you put out a map with as many problems as you did the first time, you have to be open to criticism the second time when you come out with the updated version that's supposed to be fixed. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, that road goes off the same there. Now, one of the big differences when you come down this path is up here in the corner. Another building just kind of sitting out there. I don't know about that. You come into the sawmill, and if you remember, the sawmill had some problems, in my opinion, with the last version, that the crane was kind of sitting up on these brick walls and just barely sitting there. So that's been changed. So it's kind of on a flat surface. But, you know, here it just kind of, this patchwork here. You know, it's like it's not finished. That stands out to me there. At least this crane, you can get into it. I mean, remember the last time the stairs were, you got a overgrown tree in the ladder here, but that works. I kind of like this way better. You almost got like a pit kind of thing where the logs would go into, so maybe that makes a little bit of a sense. But yeah, like here's a building back here. You know, what are these used for? You're kind of just back here in a corner. Yeah, just like certain things just feel kind of plopped down. And you got a tree right in the middle of your sawmill. You know, stuff like that. But that's the sawmill. Wood chip would be here. Much different. Much more open. Worked better, I think. Yeah, you'd come with the scale. So, I don't know, parking sign. I suppose you got to figure out where to park. So that's kind of the sawmill. They redone that. Now this road here just kind of goes off and ends, but we'll just take a little road up here just to check things out. Come on, tractor, you can make it. But it comes up here to some fields. If I put on the map, we are kind of right there going towards 8, 9. So this would be a pathway to certain fields. You'd have all kinds of fields around here. And the road, I'm just going to point this out too. You know, the road just seems to be, you know, here, you have your field edge right up alongside the road. I mean, here you have your crops growing into the road, intermingled with a rock and some shrubbery. It's like the field border, you know, didn't stop out here. So minor thing like that just kind of makes you wonder. Makes me wonder how they ever invented a planter that would plant this crop with this big rock right here, because boy, that's a talented planter, I tell you. Stuff like that. You know, here, another example. Here's the field, just comes right through the right through the road. I mean, come on now, really? Seriously, how in the world did a guy ever plant that? Is what I want to know. That is talent. You can plant through the road. So I don't know. Come on. I hate to be so critical, but you know, there's got to be. I don't get it. I'll just keep going here. I don't want to sound like a. Here again, there. Barbed wire fence kind of ends. It is what it is. And that road ends, comes up into other fields up here. This field on the. No, that's still the numbered field. I was trying to think. I'll leave that up there. If that was the free field, the rock in the middle of the road. And this will come back down here, this little path, right by the farm. So it kind of makes a circle there, up and around those fields. So here we are back down to where we came out of the farm. This time, let's go right, and that will take you into the BGA. Much different, totally reworked. I'm not going to go through all the different aspects. There would be the digestate there. Coming to here, you have 2 big bunkers right there. Find my way here. Here would be a ramp. This one doesn't go up and down, I don't think. There's no button for it, but yeah, that would be into the Silo King there. So that's kind of the BGA. Pretty simple. Kind of intermingled in town here. There you can see they added this town section, what I would say, but you know, here's a house just right next to the silage bunker, just kind of plopped down just to have it there. And I think that takes away a lot from the map. Here's a refill point here on the right. This road, if you went back here, plot down would be the manure sell point, and this comes onto the backside of the sawmill. Okay. So this is the added town section. You just got some houses here. You have a garden center here, which just, you know, it's like it's just plotted down on the map in a random spot. I mean, really, your Lager house, you don't even have a sidewalk, you know, no parking lot. The doors are still kind of halfway in the ground. Just randomly put here, in my opinion. So I think that still misses out on some of the the aspects of a really detailed, good, thought map. Basketball court is added. Concrete still has some work to do. You know, minor things like that. Another little house just sitting there. And then a church, you know, up on the side of the hill. It just seems to be just there. I mean, no sidewalks, no little parking lot, you know, no entry into the church. I mean, how do you even be able to go to church? So, well, I suppose right there next to the fence. Front door coming out to a fence. Coming back into town again here, I'll show you this. Water was one of the big things that you just drove right on top of the water. It seems to have you seem to be in there a little bit. So maybe that has improved just a little bit. You have people walking around. Here's a nice guy in shorts. But you come into this, here is your Lager House grain. That's been reworked, that is different. The store, kind of the same layout, I think, of the store. At least they removed the dumpster from inside the shop. I didn't quite understand that. But the store has got some great detail to it, with the signage on the building, like the inlay signage there. You know, you got some table and chairs here, so you can come by your tractor and have a cup of coffee. Well, you got a fire hydrant, that's nice. So that's kind of the same. The Lager House here, right across from the store. I'm assuming that'd be a bale sell point there. And then you would have, you know, you'd drive in here and sell your crops one way and come out this way. So, but, you know, oops, sorry lady, I just ran you over. There are some really cool details on this map. I mean, certain aspects, some textures, and the buildings. And then, you know, all these different flaws, in my opinion. Another example. Here, you have two hay bales, or straw bales, that are stuck halfway in the ground. You know, some things like that. And I'm sure I'm going to go through here, and, you know, I can nitpick all day long, and that's not my intention. I don't want to. Another hay bale stuck in the ground. But when you came out with the first version, that was seriously flawed. Sorry about that. Great demand came up. And then you come out with the updated version, you got to expect that it's going to be nitpicked, because it should be darn near pretty good. This building here just seems to kind of be, you know, same thing, kind of halfway sunken in. The town seems to be lacking some identity here. It's just a bunch of random buildings set on the map. A lot of gold nuggets, though. You can certainly do some gold nugget hunting. So that would be the added town. If we continue out of there, we come up to this road. It looks like, I don't know if that would be, that looks like a refill point there. I wanted to show you this way here. We'll go this way. You know, originally I think up this road was the store, if I'm not mistaken. This would just take you out of town. But this road here off to the left, that would be the end of the map right up there. Last time, right up in this direction were all the floating trees we saw and the one nugget in the air. Oops, sorry buddy. This would take you down here to the Livestock Market. But I want to show you one thing real quick. And maybe you can see it right up ahead if I get there. Oh, I probably should have turned there. This would be the market. I'm assuming the gate here opens up. You'd be able to buy and sell your animals here at the slaughterhouse. Pretty standard. I don't need to go into much detail about that. That is right there. But I want to show you, come down here in this grass field. We got, I don't know what's going on down here. There's a little party. A bunch of the high school kids come out here and park cars, but they didn't do a very good job of parking their cars because the one guy ran into the other guy. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on out here. Just some random cars parked down here. Lots of grass space on the map, though. Lots of grass space, so yeah, that's that. Just some cars sitting out here. Traffic backed up, I don't know. Let's see, what else can I show you that is different? We'll go up the other road and take a look. There's a, well, this gate must go. Whoa, comes flying at you. Holy buckets. Boy, you sure got to be careful there when you go into your field. You don't want to open the gate coming out because you'd be blocking up traffic there. I think it should go. Yeah, buddy, just hold on a second. I think it should go swing in. Swing in. Probably should not be swinging out. Now I'm stuck. I was stuck. I'm stuck. Why am I stuck? Does that mean you have to shut the gate to get by there? Oops, I don't want to jump in the tractor. I want to shut the gate. We'll shut the gate and see what happens. Okay, press again. Oh, there you go. So you got to make sure your gate's shut. Now that makes sense, I guess. You probably can't get by with the gate. Oh, careful there, buddy. But yeah, the gate should probably swing the other way, in my opinion. Let's see. There's a pole in the middle of the road. Pretending it's got to run over it. Good thing there's no collision on there. That road would kind of be useless. This would just come down in here into some forestry area. A little trek through here. I just wanted to drive down here, make sure that I did not miss anything of importance. But I think this is just a big forestry area where you can do lots of logging. At least the trees are touching the ground this time. That is a good sign. Yeah, good sign. You know, which is kind of sad because I was thinking last night, and I actually came on this map last night, the old version, thinking what a great map it would be for those new classic tractors that are coming out. That DLC, I think, what it's going to be, and the Massey 300 series. I thought, yeah, that's going to be a, you know, would be a great map for stuff like that, I think. But then you think, well, can you get by the other stuff? Probably not. Probably not. That road just takes you back into town. We'll come out this way and go up this road here. We went left last time to the market. That straight ahead tunnel, you cannot drive through there. There's a wall right here. On the old version, that was there as well. But we'll go up this road here. This would take you up here into two. Whoops. Oh, the road just kind of stops here into this building. Okay. So you have another building here, and the road just kind of ends up in here. So yeah. So that's kind of it. That is pretty much it, I think. I covered everything. It's a very small map, and this map I thought had so much potential. This was, I like it. I like the previews of it, but when you come down to it, you know, cool view. Right up in here. The town is down in a valley. Very cool view. I liked it. I like it. I like that aspect of it, but there's just, you know, minor problems. And granted, a lot of them haven't changed, but it seems like when you fixed a lot of the other problems, you also created some new problems. So that's just my humble opinion. As with the older version, this road here would take you back down to the farm across this bridge. into the farm. Let's just take one little hike. If we can get up there from here. Probably not. I was going to go up into that neck of the woods, but maybe we can walk up there. There was in the other version, there was a stream. Let's just walk. That was back here. I think there was a building here. Oh yeah, it's still here. Here's that building. Look like the chair fell down and the nugget's hanging in the air there. Well, I'm not gonna mess around. Well, whatever. Okay, but back up here. Oh, here's the stream. Yeah. Yeah, I still think it's that. Yeah. Kind of drive over it. So yeah. Well, that's about all I'm going to point out. I think you can kind of get the gist of it. Kind of get the idea. There's some differences according to the list. And we covered some of them. The farm has been reworked. The store has been reworked. The sawmill's been reworked. Added to the town. The fields have been changed. I think there's been a lot more forest added, if I'm not mistaken. If we look at I think there's a lot more forest area on this than there usually was in the older version. But yeah, that's it. That is the new updated Old Slovenian Farm. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I didn't do a exclusive map tour going through every little thing. I just kind of wanted to do a drive around, see some of the differences, and point out maybe some of the issues with it and see if there are still issues. And of course, I think there are. I think that is too bad. I think this map has a lot of great things going for it, but it just, you know, when you think about it, when you play a map, and you play a map for a long time, and you're constantly playing a map, you want it just to feel a certain way that you keep playing the map. And I don't get that feeling with this map. You know, you drive through town, it just, you don't get that good map feeling. I don't know how else to describe it, but you know, take the Valley of the Old Farm, for example. When you're coming through town feels like town looks like town, and when you drive around here, it just doesn't feel like it should. So it is what it is. It's a you know, and maybe some people will think that is just fine and dandy. But that is just my humble opinion. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the tour. Hope you found it useful, maybe even a little entertaining. If you did, give us a like. We would appreciate that greatly. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do that as well. We would absolutely think that is wonderful. But from Old Slovenian Farm, Farmer Min telling you, have yourself a great day and keep between the ditches. So long.